239 Uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond, and we are fired up today. I am anyway. We have the lovely Shannon Livingston with us, and Diana Cam is up and hot in full speed action today. Can we are we excited about being here?
I'm very excited.
Yeah, well,
you just got into town. You literally flew into town.
I landed, went home, grabbed something to eat, came to the office, did 3 things, and now we were in the studio live having a great time.
I know. You're a beast.
It's fun. And guess what? I'm going back. I'm leaving again on Thursday. This retirement life is fun as shit.
Back to Nashville?
No, I'm not going to Nashville. I just got back from Nashville. A lot of big gigs up there, having a blast, played in every one of the...
I'm looking at you because you've told me that you think you're going to go and like move to Nashville and make a go of it there with a musical career.
Yes, I am. I'm going to go get a guitar tonight. I'm going on YouTube. I'm going on YouTube and I'm going to practice.
You're going to learn.
Yeah, I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn, like, because realistically, I figured it out. There's 20 songs. If you in Nashville, if you go to every bar, they go in cycles. Yeah, there's that. Sweet Caroline's good. That's it. That's one. And they have so.
What are the big?
Right now it's we got a lot of the older stuff. Like now you got me thinking of some ones. I'm gonna practice 20 songs. I'm gonna karaoke them.
And you only need to do like 5 really well, because after 5 songs when people are drinking, then it sounds great anyway.
Oh, it's just
you pull them in with your 5, the rest can just suck. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I said. I was like that on I did a post last night on Facebook, and I'm like, the shittiest bands in these guys were good, but the shittiest bands in Nashville are freaking awesome. I mean, it's amazing.
And there's such a great vibe.
Oh, the talent is crazy out there.
And good chicken.
Yeah, good chicken. I ate like a lot of different things when I was out there. A lot of barbecue. I mean, maybe not Kansas City barbecue. Oh, hey, by the way, did you guys win yesterday? I don't think so. But
was there a game?
Yeah, was there a game? So no, it's just Nashville's a great place. Got a chance to move my daughter from Atlanta to Nashville. Beautiful place. You actually, from her apartment building, overlook the Opryland, which is really cool.
Have you been there, the Grand Ole Opry?
It didn't go inside, but we went right to the front.
You haven't taken the tour?
That's on my to-do list.
It's so you can feel the history. They have a little spot of the original stage, like a little piece of wood, and they let you stand on it, and they talk about all of the people that have stood on that exact spot of the wood.
It's amazing, though.
It really is. You don't have to love country music to love that tour.
Yeah. Well, that's on the thing, because we went to David Buster's, which is right in the same. There's like a Opry Mills Mall.
Yeah.
And it's right there. And we walked out the door, and there's the Opryland. We took some pictures, and we said, when we go back, I think we're going to try to do Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it is by the mall, and you think, this can't be it. This is the mall. Like, is this a Bennigan's, or is it, what's going on here?
Yeah, what is this? What is it? But no, it's just a great time. I mean, I just, Nashville to me is, I just like all the music and the different levels. So you go in on Broadway, you go to the first floor, then you go to the second floor, and this is multiple places, right? And every floor has, the people are just unbelievable. Different types of music and some, but the talent is incredible.
It is, but think about being a talent that goes to Nashville and trying to compete with that.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. My buddy, my daughter's friend, he plays, and he was out on tour, and they canceled a couple dates on tour, I guess, for the COVID thing. And they came back for 2 nights, and another band they had never played with said, hey, come on, play with us. The kid's phenomenal. I mean, but he said, the one thing is a little bit interesting, Matthew. One thing is very interesting. He said that you play a lot of the same stuff over and over, and it just wears you down. He said it gets tired.
Yeah, I would hate that. Even big bands that have a fairly large repertoire that have been, successful for decades, let's say, they're not playing all the songs from all the albums. They're only playing the few that people want to hear.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And that would get old.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine like Carlos Santana? I was at a concert at the arena the other night at Hertz Arena, and just to think how many times he's played like Smooth, but it's incredible. Like these they make it look effortless.
Like they still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Although I did see Fleetwood Mac one time where nobody was enjoying it except for Mick Fleetwood. He was having a great time on the drums, and everyone else was like, bills to pay, hate everyone else on stage.
Yeah.
It was all over their face. I don't even think Stevie opened her eyes.
Yeah, she probably just like, I'm done with this song.
Clonopined out of her mind, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, but a great place, Nashville. Get a chance to go back to New York, going to a concert there for the weekend, and then coming back, and then we're gonna actually go back up north to Maine and see some leaves, I think. And I haven't had a chance to tell my mother yet, so we're gonna be coming up there, but we won't bother you too much, but we'll swing by.
He was going to try to sneak a trip, Sandy. He wasn't going to come see you, and then he remembered.
No. We're gonna definitely do that. But the leaves up there are beautiful. Right now is gonna be about the perfect time.
But where's the line in Florida? I was just talking about this morning, where the leaves start to turn. Is it Gainesville, do you think?
I would say Lakeland North, you start seeing like a resemblance. Gainesville, yeah, right there. Start seeing a resemblance of what it might look like up north.
Right.
But it's like
not the full spread.
No.
But just a couple of trees that have some leaves that are red.
I saw this great post the other day. They said fall in Florida, and there was a palm frond that fell on the sidewalk. That was like the best.
And I miss it so much. Not just how it looks, but how it smells. The smell of burning leaves.
Yeah, it was just a great weekend. And I moved. I mean, I got the U-Haul thing going on this weekend.
They made you do it physically?
Yeah, I moved that shit. It was fun. I mean, I was like, this is great. The only thing I don't like about it is like when they want to go to Ross and get a rug and hanging up these pictures and doing all that stuff.
You don't like the decorative stuff?
No.
Oh, I love
Just tell me what boxes pick up, put down. I'm good with that.
I'll remember that.
Yeah,
I like all the decorative stuff. I watched all those stupid HGTV shows. And then I think it looks like shit. After they're done, I think, who would live in that house? That looks terrible. This is a show?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Just the talent. So I know that you had a little, you still got the same color hair. You still got blue hair.
This whole saga going on with my stylist. She is in the middle of a contested divorce and has to keep rescheduling. And she also is in between salons. And so she has come to my house before. She's a mobile stylist. And so that isn't that big of a deal. But she has continued to postpone. And she also has my hair. We ordered new hair pieces.
So how does that work? Tell me how that works.
I can't just walk into a salon and get my hair done. They have to not only color it and cut it and all that, they have to take all the extensions out and then put it back in, and they get worn out. So if you want it to look good instead of like a, cracked out Barbie doll, then you have to order new hair. And so I ordered like 2 packs of hair. I've had to sell things to order this hair. It's so expensive. And, then she's like, oh, yeah, you could just go on up the road to this other place that has it. No, you have my hair and all the colored pieces. So I don't just have blue. I have pink and purple and all sorts of other pieces.
And you were throwing out some numbers. I was like, are you freaking shitting me? That's what the hair cost?
Well, but that's only because I got 2 packs of hair. So I only buy hair like once a year, maybe.
Okay.
So you got to spread that out over 12 months.
It's kind of like taxes. You're paying once a year.
I have to budget it. I have to budget my hair. And then one time I had to like put it on layaway. I had to call her and say, yeah, I can't afford to get my hair done tomorrow. We have to put it off a week until my next check. And she said, no, it's going to screw up my schedule. Just come in and get it done and then pay me whenever you can.
Oh, that's good.
So it was really nice. Yeah. So I'm a little lenient with her. She did let me lay away my hair.
No, that's super good. But I'll tell you what, there was a mother and daughter.
Enough of me?
No. I'm just
enough of me.
No, I'm just segue.
I saw this story that you pulled up, and it did remind me of something I would do because of my backroom hair salon and other plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because you told me where you get your hair cut.
Yeah.
The hotel.
In a hotel room.
Yeah. That's all
sometimes my house.
Yeah, I know. So these mother and daughter arrested for murder after allegedly performing illegal plastic surgery at home.
That's a little much.
They're pushing butts. They're pushing out butts.
Doctor do the Botox.
Beautiful ladies.
Well,
beautiful ladies.
The daughter maybe.
Yeah, look at the mom on the left. I assume that's the mom. You don't know which one is, right?
Yeah, I know. Pretty sure.
She got a little stuff a little pulled back a little bit.
She's got that plastic look, like she'd put a layer of Vaseline over her.
Keep the picture up for a little bit. If you walked into a room and they said, come on back, we're going to put a new butt in you, would you stick around or would you haul ass out.
No, I would not. In fact, look at her eyebrows. I wouldn't even trust her to wax my eyebrows or like that permanent makeup stuff that women have.
Yeah.
They always look crazy and they're like, oh, look, we do permanent makeup. I'm like, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Diana, come on. Can you jump on? Just give us a little, your thoughts on this. I mean,
Diana Cam.
Okay.
Would you, I mean, Diana, I know you're young. You got a lot going for you. If you walked in the hotel to, these girls wanted to do some sort of plastic surgery, what would you tell them?
Hell no. Hell no.
But you moved here from Miami, and Miami has a certain look. The women are much more plastic than even Naples. Naples, we're just trying to hold it together. We're trying to not age as badly. Miami has a whole look that even the younger women are doing.
Is it common, Diana, at your age that?
Well, I seen a bunch like for like lip fillers. And
Yes,
like,
the lip stuff. Especially.
And then I don't know, like nose jobs.
What?
Yeah.
But so are they doing like lip fillers that are permanent or what?
It's like they do that. I think like every month.
Oh,
well,
like
you're supposed to get it redone every however many months.
Yeah, I think my daughter's that.
But once it's in
I
there,
didn't like it too much.
It's in there. Yeah, my mother had it done 20 years ago, whenever it was, and they did way too much. And hello, Kathy. That's my friend Kathy.
Nice.
So they did way too much, and she didn't want to leave the house for a long time because she couldn't. It doesn't just naturally wear off, and I don't think it looks good.
I think it gets that clown appearance. I just don't like that lady right there.
It's
I mean, I don't know what the hell
much.
she's got going on. I mean, she probably at one time in her life was probably a pretty attractive lady. Now she's not going to have to worry about it because she killed somebody because she was trying to put ass implants in somebody.
I
mean,
know.
silicone injections. I've heard that them actually taking like they go down to Home Depot and get one of those guns and start shooting that shit in the butt.
Like a caulking gun.
Yeah, a caulking gun.
I have seen that.
Who wants
before.
caulking?
Like, not personally.
Who wants caulking in their butt?
Again, it makes me sound less crazy. Like I just did a podcast for my SOB podcast on plastic surgery. It's episode 10. And I tell a story of getting plastic surgery done after hours in this doctor's office. And that sounds really crazy, but this is much crazier. People doing plastic surgery in their house. I would not go for that.
It's crazy. So I guess what happens is that they maybe inject the silicone and do they like massage it to maybe soften it up and see how it's supposed to.
I thought they were bags, like boobs, but only in a butt shape.
I don't know.
I like how I have to grab my butt when I'm talking about the
Yeah.
story. Like it's I don't know why I just did that. But yeah, I thought that they were bags.
I would
that went
hope
in
there was something they did the right way, but obviously it caused the death.
What if it just migrates over to your hip? Now you got a flat ass and a big hip.
You walk around like this. You sit down in a chair, you're automatically crooked.
Yeah, you got a place to put your drink though.
Yeah, that's true too. Just put your drink there. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's some really interesting people out there doing this stuff, and just be careful. I think
We'll
that
go
goes
to a
with
real
it.
doctor and a real surgical suite.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, what about we talked about your in episode 10? Son of a Bitch podcast is really good with we got links all through it. I reposted yours yesterday.
Thank you.
So go check that out because you talk about some really cool stuff in there.
The different ways that I've had stuff done.
Yeah, it's
Not all
interesting.
traditional.
Yeah, but
we go to great lengths to get things done.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Guys, I know there's a few people that I know, guys that have had plastic surgery done, and I guess it's okay if they want to do it, but I know a few people that it just made him look like a totally different person.
Yeah.
There's one guy I know, he runs around town and we all know him and are friends with him, I guess, probably, but he doesn't work out. Like he goes and does the shakes and stuff, and he just goes and gets biceps implanted, pectoral muscles implanted.
And who is going to love that? What type of person is going to be
somebody just like him
to that?
There is a fit for every.
So two black holes are going to try to fill each other up emotionally. I don't see
that
working
there's
out.
somebody for somebody everywhere. I was in Nashville this weekend. I can tell you, I sit back and study it. There's always somebody that's.
I often think
linked
that
up.
when I look at really unattractive people with bad personalities and they're just happy in love, like there's their significant other walking around Hobby Lobby with them. And I think, look at those terrible people. They don't even smell good and they found love.
Oh my God, Shannon. You're like, oh my God, that's like terrible. You say that.
It's not judgmental. That's a fact. They don't smell good.
But there's always somebody out there.
Always somebody out there
Yeah.
that will lower
And it's
their
not all
standards
about
and love you.
appearance. You know, it's not all about
Oh,
appearance.
I've almost exclusively dated unattractive men.
Yeah. Well, no, I disagree. I know a couple people that you dated.
Not attractive.
Oh,
I mean, the last one
decent.
was okay,
Yeah.
but you know, the one before that, no.
Nice guys, real nice guys.
No. The last one maybe, but,
But
we won't get into the character assassination. Of
no,
the
these
others.
are all good.
Got a
I'll
comment.
save that.
they're
You
good
have a
people.
comment?
Yeah, there's a comment.
Oh, have we ever watched Botched?
Oh, that's a good.
I have seen Botched.
Yeah.
And that is when you see that the caulking gun and some of the other stuff that people get done, usually very cheap, sometimes very expensive, and they still screw it up.
Yeah, I love the episode where you come in with these girls have these huge boobs. I mean, they're like freaking, what do they call circus boobs, and they want them bigger. And the doctors are like, just like laughing, and they're like, oh, we can't put bigger boobs on you. Your body's not going to hold you up.
But it is it's called partialism, the type of a fetish when someone is attracted to, especially an exaggerated part of the body. And I knew a gentleman, I will not say who he is, I'll tell you after, but he liked those circus boobs because he said that he had a breastfeeding fetish. And it made him feel like his head was proportional, like it was a baby size head for the big, enormous boobs. So it was like, it made him feel more normal. It wasn't like it was a big boob. It made his head feel smaller.
I think the only
Like a
reason why I
baby
would
head.
like him is I'd be like, you know, like playing tetherball when I was in school. You know, I'd be like,
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I
So
wonder
funny.
how heavy they are.
I mean, can you
I mean,
imagine?
sometimes
God.
these seem really heavy.
Can you imagine? I mean, you know, I think most guys like proportion, but Jesus Christ, these girls come in and doctor, I don't even remember. Kathy, help us out with the names, doctor.
You have
But-
it so easy with testicles because they're not as heavy as boobs.
Yeah, but
not
when
as
you
much to
get
carry
old,
around.
you get old. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. But no, it's good.
What
And
about the Pimple Popper show? Have you
I
seen that?
I can't watch it. I can't watch it. I'm like, I can't even see that stuff like on they do
When
like a TikTok on it. I'm
all
like,
that
I can't
fat or
watch that
whatever
stuff.
it is, that stuff
Like
comes out and she
blackhead-
just squeezes it. I love
blackhead.
that doctor though.
Oh,
She's like
crazy.
super hot and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
gets all gross.
But I guess she probably does really good with that whole thing. So yeah.
She's making some money
Yeah.
and she has her own show.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
we can get one on like rashes.
We need to get her on like
Don't
podcast.
be rash
We
with
need to
Tim
get
and Shannon.
Don't be rash. Be like checking out rashes or what we're gonna do.
And
Yeah.
everybody will like, give their opinion of what they think it is.
Who's gonna be who we gonna get to come on and do that? Could
People,
you put
people love to give their medical opinion when
could
they
you-
have no training.
no, but who's gonna show their rash?
Oh, I got one right now.
Oh God. Oh, so
I'll
let's
start it off. I'll be the pilot.
Yeah, there you go. Let's change it up a little bit. There's a lot of really good people. So this football player, he plays for the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his dad's ashes. It was on a necklace during a football game. So what are the chances this guy's going to go out and find it after a football game? Well, the manager, the property manager guy who did all the property for the team property guy, he went out and spent about 8 hours trying to find it. And he actually found
And
the
look at how
necklace.
small it is. It's a
It's
tiny
tiny.
little thing in that huge stadium.
it's tiny. And I don't know
That's
if you
commitment.
if you ever seen those fields, they're actually those turf fields, but they have black pellets.
Oh yeah.
And it would be almost impossible to find that. God bless that guy that, found that. It's amazing.
But why do you think that he committed so much time to looking for that?
Well, he probably wanted to do the right thing. I mean, there's certain people you probably can agree. There's certain people in your life, and you might not know them all that well, that you would really do a lot for them, and there's other people you wouldn't give two minutes for.
Oh, sure. But I think also I would almost rather help a stranger because once you get to know people, they do get disappointing and they come with complicated emotions.
I agree. But I had, it's obviously my daughter, but I had just a great time moving her
Mhm.
from one place to the other. And how about, do you help people move?
I have helped people move.
Yeah.
I can drive a truck. I do it all.
I got one. Rich Hampton every single time. Al Flanagan, a couple of those guys. Every time I call and ask them
Why
to help
are they
me,
moving around so much?
I've moved a lot in my life.
Hmm.
Yeah, around Naples, I've lived in a lot of different places.
Because you're in real estate.
Different situations. Yeah. So, but those guys always call me, and they always there for me. And when somebody asks me, "Can I help you move?" I go, "I got a trailer. You gotta have to move it." But no, I mean, you try to be there for. But that's probably why he wanted to spend some time and go look for this, because it was so meaningful.
And Mr. Rogers has said, whenever there is any type of a catastrophe, look for the helpers. I like to think that most of us still like to help people.
Yeah.
It's selfish for me. I really enjoy helping people.
Yeah.
It's like my drug, aside from cannabis.
Well,
one of my drugs.
I think you're the same type of person that probably has a hard time to say no. That's a problem with me.
But I'm also an enabler, and so I've had to get much better at not being judgmental as to maybe who deserves help, because I don't think that's my position, but whether or not I should get involved in that particular situation, because sometimes the answer is no, either for my well-being or for theirs.
Yeah. Well, I think, there's times you have to say no, and I have a difficult time doing that.
But I think that's also why I love nonprofits so much, because it does give me that safe structure to do good work without having to go through that thought process of, are they going to spend the money on drugs? Or am I, really doing the right thing by helping here? So I can kind of get that quick hit, that fix of helpfulness, and have the protection of the nonprofit. It's been very, very fortunate for me. It
and
really
you
has
do a
helped
lot.
me cut down on my enabling.
Yeah, you do a lot.
I try, but I also try to do it more quietly now, because when people know that you do it, and especially if you do it well, then you're on every committee and every board, and I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm on that Big Brothers Big Sisters, which I really love. That's a great
fantastic
thing.
work. Anything with any type of mentor program,
I love the kids.
Changes lives.
Anything you can do to help out, that's good, and then it's just incredible. But so what's up with this? Gabby, Tina, and Brian Laundrie. Yeah, what's up with that? That's getting crazier as it goes, right?
Do you think he's on the Appalachian Trail?
I'm thinking he probably did himself in somewhere where he knew it was going to be hard to find him. And I think the whole thing with in the reserve up in Sarasota, up in Northport, they're looking for him.
But why would he do that? Why would he go out to do that, to kill himself, to make it hard to find him? Why would he do that to his parents? I think he went out to survive. I don't think he went out to kill himself.
I guess that remains to be known. I mean,
do you think Dog the Bounty Hunter?
There's so much technology in our country that wherever you move, believe it or not, unless sure he doesn't have a chip in him, they should have put one in him, but wherever you move, within time, someone's going to know it, especially as high profile as this case. He's got to be in the woods in survival mode, if not. But I think he's probably offed himself somewhere.
Well, I think he's alive. I think Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to find him.
I heard
on
that.
The Appalachian Trail somewhere. He was on the news this morning talking about it in his glasses.
What Dog say? Did Dog say he's out there?
He said that he was a different type of criminal, because he's used to dealing with lifetime criminals that will rob to get things. And so Brian is different, right? He's out in the woods. That's his comfort level. He has survived in wilderness before for like up to 2 months or something. So that's another reason I think that he went out there. Certainly not where his parents said he went.
Right. But I think though, the way technology is right now and the way things are, it's like they would have caught him somewhere getting food somewhere, trying to, of course you can break into cabins and camps and things like that.
He's out there eating bark on a trail.
Yeah, he could be.
He's pooping in a hole somewhere.
But it's hard. There's always people now. They're moving everywhere. In places where you'd never think you'd find somebody, there's somebody out there. Everglades. There's people that squat out in the Everglades. Middle of Everglades. Sit up. They live out there.
I know. I always take my gun whenever I go across the alley, especially at night, because I know those are the people that are hiding from the authorities. They're out there. And, people have said, well, why didn't law enforcement keep a closer eye on Brian? they can't. I mean, you have to have probable cause to arrest someone, to
Yeah.
put a chip in them, to whatever. And so as much as we all want to say, well, why was he able to get away? Because when you're accused of a crime, or people think maybe you have information on something and you haven't been arrested, you don't want them putting a chip in you. You don't want them having, you under surveillance. Those are our rights.
Yeah. And I think maybe in like I said, I didn't know, they probably didn't know the information, but they probably would have, looking back at it, of course, they probably should have set up on him and monitored him while he was.
But also, you're talking about the FBI, right? This is literally a federal
Yeah,
case, and so
it makes a big
So
difference.
you're looking at them at least working with local law enforcement to set that up.
And if the FBI calls down, I know when I worked in law enforcement, they call down to our county, we're there helping them. So I mean, as far as setting up on this guy, making sure he doesn't get off too far, like what happened, that's a normal, common thing, especially for a short period where you develop probable cause to at least arrest him, because he got charged. They got a warrant out for him now for using her credit card.
Right.
So that was just a charge to hold him.
So why
and
didn't
go
the
look at him.
FBI cooperate with local law enforcement to have him under surveillance?
Well, they probably didn't communicate it that well, and they probably, as it unfolded, by the time they figured out, like, hey, this guy is a lot stronger suspect than what we think he is, he was already gone. So it was probably in the dead of the night type of thing, and he did what he did. And I think he's probably off himself somewhere. That's my thoughts.
I don't know.
What do
They
you
would at
guys
least
think?
find
There's
his
people
backpack
watching.
or
What do they
something.
think?
Yeah.
I mean, give us a
Because
comment.
even if a bear ate him or whatever happens out there in the wilderness, he's going to have supplies. They're going to find something.
Right.
What if they never find him? What if it's like, was that DB Cooper and they just never find him?
Then that's possible. Like if you lug yourself down with a bunch of weight and jump in somewhere, it's going to be a long time before they're going to find you.
Yeah.
I mean,
or if he did stay in the swamp area,
especially gator bait.
Yeah, a gator's going to eat you.
Yeah, I could think of a better way. There's a guy up in Indiana. He was arrested last week by police officers as they began searching for his missing girlfriend. So go figure. I guarantee that these law enforcement officers are now going to handle these cases just a little bit different because of this. Mm-hmm. And then he basically killed her. He charged her, but he actually took her body and buried it where her dad works. That is freaking going.
Oh, can you imagine being that father?
Yeah, that's going like over. I mean, the thought of someone being able to do that is just crazy.
Well, and I just keep saying, stop dating.
Yeah,
it's killing women.
Yeah,
this is not a good trend.
Well, I don't even think it's stop dating. Okay, stop. If you don't like somebody, just like, hey.
You don't hear about a lot of lesbian murders, though. So maybe the secret here is just to date other women.
Well, that could be.
Really, how many of these stories have been about lesbians?
This is opportunity, Shannon.
0.
This is opportunity.
Oh, I've taken a dip in the lady pond before.
Shannon.
Is that your blushing for the episode? There it is.
She gets a blush from me every time. I've got the red shirt.
The toe in.
Yeah. This is your opportunity. Well, that's a thing, but there's definitely females can get really angry.
Well, yeah, but she's not the one that killed him. So he obviously got angrier. But now with text, you can break up over text. I wouldn't say that's the way to do it, but it's much easier with technology now. So you don't have to kill them.
Well, my thing is, like, listen, if you don't want to be with somebody, like, why are you going to, I mean,
that requires a conversation.
Just like walk off.
Adults cannot do that.
Yeah, but just walk off. And never come back.
People have been shocked when I have done that. They expect a big fight. They want you to try to get back together, fake a pregnancy, whatever it is. But if you just say, this is really not serving me anymore, and I, am going to leave this relationship, then they don't know how to handle it.
It's not a good fit.
Yeah. It's not me, it's you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there you go. And that's coming around, right?
Well, that is the truth. I mean, I got to stay with myself, so I'm fine, but it is the other person.
Yeah.
In all relationships.
Could be true. So we flip over. So that's kind of that one. So what do you think about these self-driving cars?
Well,
we're going to talk a little bit about this.
I
Tesla.
wondered when this was going to come up. Not only what is the liability to the person in the car if it gets into an accident or hurts somebody on the outside, but what if the person inside is incapacitated, inebriated, copulating, whatever it is that they're doing, which seemed to happen, right? This person was passed out, but the car didn't drive itself well. I don't understand that. Or the person crashed it and then the car took over after the person passed out.
Well,
Is that what
I
happened?
think with the Tesla is like 98% of the time you get where you want without
the other 2%.
the other 2%, you're pretty much
fucked.
fucked. You're pretty much fucked. I get that.
But have you seen the Tesla come out? Like, I saw my friends after dinner. They said, "Oh, watch this! The car will come to us," and they just push the little button, and the car comes out of the parking space and up to the front of the restaurant.
Cool as shit.
So crazy.
Cool. And technically, you're responsible because you controlled it. I mean, it's like your remote control car, your drone, or if you will. But that's some cool stuff. I don't want to say anything too bad because I got a couple stocks here on Tesla, but they also came out about 2 months ago. They said that there's been 8 or 9 crashes into police vehicles or emergency vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So something has to do with the lights and some sort of situation where they can't really.
It's a deviation from the norm.
Yeah, the norm.
And they can't take that in. Well, and I know that in different city and county planning now across the country, they are planning our highways and other roadways for self-driving vehicles.
Oh, it's going to be, it's going to be, you're going to be able to get in. Just take me home.
I know.
Push a couple buttons.
You know what's so funny is, remember when we would say, "Oh, can you imagine if you could see a video of the person when you were talking to them on the phone? Wouldn't that be awesome?" How much do you FaceTime anyone? I never use FaceTime. I don't want anyone to see a video of me when I'm talking on the phone. And so we're all going to still be driving our own cars, even though it has that capability.
But I will tell you that my daughter doesn't usually call me. She'll FaceTime me. I'm like, why are we talking right now? I'm not in the proper place to be talking to you on FaceTime,
Why does she FaceTime you?
She FaceTimes me.
She wants to see your little face.
They do that. Diana, can you fill me in on this?
Where's your little face,
Diana? Can you fill me in on this a little bit?
Okay.
Do you notice that a lot of kids your age FaceTime? I say kids, young adults your age.
Sounds so old.
Most people
I like
yeah.
You guys do FaceTime a lot?
Depends on the person.
What's like the percentage? Like if you were to talk to your boyfriend or a good friend, what would you FaceTime him 50% of the time or?
Yeah, 50-50, I'll say.
50-50?
It depends on the person.
I know my daughter in New York, Valentina, she'll FaceTime her mom while she's doing her makeup and everything. And then we're sitting there listening and it's funny because I'm like, we got the whole rundown. It's crazy.
But I don't need to see that.
I agree. My daughter will FaceTime me and I'm like, just call me back, when you get the chance. But she loves to show stuff and it's crazy. Well, you got a boy too.
Yeah, and girls I think
you got a daughter, but
more visual.
Yeah,
she doesn't call me.
The girls are visual. They like to, show you stuff. And I'm like, okay, I really like
Joe just wants me to leave him alone.
Yeah, I really.
Joe lives with me. And so he's like, enough of you.
I really like the plants you bought. It's awesome. But no,
that's
it's
so
good.
sweet.
That's good.
I love that you have that relationship.
She does do that.
And they're hopefully going to have healthy relationships with men because you've been a good dad.
Well, I hope. Now, her mom passed a couple years ago with cancer. And it's been difficult because she'll call me, with things that I'd rather not her talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got this boyfriend. I'm like, all right, don't tell your dad that. It's not a good idea. It's like, but I'm there to listen. The only thing I tell her is, you just need to be with someone who treats you right.
Right.
It doesn't money and all that stuff. Good to have, but
a little money. I've supported men before, and it's better to not.
Yeah, no, I get it. But these Teslas and these cars self-driving, they said that they've got, tractor trailers right now. It's
oh my gosh,
it's there.
But okay, is that not safer though than a trucker that's been up for 3 days and is snorting no-dos?
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement with you. The other day,
they don't make any money unless they lie on their logs.
Yeah, no, that's true. The other day, I'm backing out of a parking spot, and I hear this big bang on my car. Right, so I look back. There's nobody behind it. Well, this lady came in she darted in behind me to pull in a spot next to me. What happened was the car, when it backed up, she came in so fast it stopped by itself.
Oh my gosh.
And I would hit her. So, but you're right. So that this self-driving truck is probably, remember, 98% more effective than numbnut that's on no dose.
Right. Yeah. The truckers scare me. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah. It's like
And they
slowing
don't
down.
ever pay attention. And so when people just drive right next to them, I just think, what are you doing? Are you you're flirting with death? Do you drive next to truckers or do you go past them as quickly as possible?
What? Yeah, I try to go around them. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
but
do you
just
drive next to them?
No, it just doesn't matter.
You just try to go
being
around them
a
and get
defensive driver.
Right.
Yeah, you have to get around them because if something happens, you have nowhere to go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I just go past them, but I don't like getting behind the trucks because rocks and shit fly up. And
but the drivers of the regular cars here, they're pretty bad. they're worse than cracked up truckers.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt that
they're just old with cataracts and they don't know what's going on.
There's no doubt by the time that we're probably gone and Diana's probably 30. We have 10 more years. So, I mean, there's going to be no doubt that there's going to be self-driving cars everywhere. And Fort Lauderdale, I think that they're working on just roadways and tunnels and stuff that just
do that.
Yeah.
But do you think that would be safer? We do have such I don't even want to say an older population because they're not always that old. But my ex-boyfriend had a stroke. He had no left field division. He had a lot of healing to do, let's say, and not a problem with his license at all. No one asked him any questions, no new test. He's out there driving an extended Escalade and can't see shit out of the left side. Just couldn't see anything. So like when it was time to get over, he's like, I just put the blinker on for a while and what happens, happens. Just get over.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Bad.
Well, that's a good question because we know that it's safer because airplanes. Yeah. Perfect example.
Right.
Pilots now, they tell me, of course, that's something I wanted to do, but they tell me there's pretty much a couple buttons and they don't do much of anything.
Right.
Obviously they have to be visually.
Planes really only crash when there's an electrical issue or if they've been hijacked, right?
Or if the pilot
hear a lot about the
up.
pilot, but you don't ever hear about a pilot fucking up.
Yeah, once in a while.
Because it is on autopilot.
Yeah, it's
have
usually
you ever
way
driven
down
a
the
plane or flown a plane?
I've never flown. I've been in them, obviously, in the front.
You've been in a plane?
Yeah, I've been in a plane today. But I've been up in the cockpit and stuff as it's going, but I've never been able to take off and do
What about an open plane? Like, would you fly one of those?
What, a biplane type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
like
cool.
Like an old timey plane?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to do that. Have you done it?
No, I have a friend that was supposed to take me, and see, this is the problem being a woman. You don't even have to be attractive, just a woman. When my friend says, "Oh, I have this plane, and we should go up sometime," and I say, "Okay, great. When would you like to do that?" And then finally, after the third time of them having this conversation, they admit to you, "Oh yeah, that's never going to happen because my wife would not like that." I think, well, then bring her. Or, like it's help. Not but I just don't understand what the problem is. I'm never allowed to have a male friend or do anything with a male ever because I'm a woman.
Well,
when are we going to get past that point?
I mean, I think you can do it.
No, my last boyfriend, I had to ask to go to dinner with me just so that I could go and have dinner with other couples because my friend again said, I can't have dinner with you alone with my wife. You've got to bring someone.
Oh.
So I had to bring him like a beard. Like, I know that we're already broken up, but I'm not taking on a new one and you're broken in. So I'll buy you dinner if you come.
With Alex, she's good. She lets me do it, go till dinner, go to lunch, whatever. I mean, So you're telling me you're available as a beard the next time I need a fake boyfriend, so that I can go out to dinner? That's called a decoy. Oh. Yeah, decoy.
I mean, you don't have to do any sex stuff after.
Well, you can. I'm locked up. I'm locked up. I'm locked up. No, it's all good. But no, I think that these self-driving cars are definitely going to be taken over. There's no doubt.
Well, they have to. People are idiots.
Yeah. Well, that I would have backed in that lady the other day.
And even when people think they're paying attention, they're not a good driver. But most of the time, we're eating French fries and fixing our makeup, and smoking a joint, and doing whatever.
Well, that I don't do. But I will tell you this: that I have driven home many times, and I'm like, "How the hell did I get here?" And that wasn't because I was drinking. It's just because you're on autopilot. Yeah, you're on autopilot, and you're like, "Okay, I'm home. That's it."
Right. And so how many times, that's a perfect example, like you're stone cold sober, but how many times have you just been on autopilot and not been that responsive?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, especially when you lived in a place for a long time and you going back and forth. When you go to a newer city or if you go someplace else, you're kind of like, on a swivel. But if you're in Naples and you've been here for 31 years, you're kind of like, yeah, I know how to get there.
But we were talking about the vortex in Naples, how the cars flip, and there's a certain triangle that there is really bad in. And I just saw a car in a canal that flipped at airport in Pine Ridge.
Yeah. Did anybody pass away in that one?
No.
I was going.
No.
Yeah. Just flipped over.
It just flipped over and ended up in the canal, I think.
You wonder how that can happen in those types of speeds.
Right. And it was like in the morning. It wasn't an overnight crash.
Yeah, no, Naples has got some interesting crashes. I do see a lot of cars on the side, and you see break-in, they're kind of partnered up with us. You got to send us some more pictures, but they do flip. They do flip over a lot.
And a lot of fires.
Yeah, a lot of fires.
I don't know why cars explode after that. I guess there's a gas tank.
Well, heat and all that stuff gets up in the.
Have you ever had to try to get somebody out of a burning vehicle?
I have. I actually in all of our vehicles, on our patrol vehicles, we used to have this stuff called they used to be like in a spray can. You put the fire out. Well, if you leave that in there for more than like 6 months, the shit goes bad. So I've gotten out of a car before, and I'm sitting there trying to use this. I don't know, it was a spray suppression stuff, and the demo looked great. You're like, oh shit, I got this. I could put out a freaking huge house fire. I'm spraying this thing. Finally, this shit wasn't working. We got a fire extinguisher, yanking a guy out of the car. The thing freaking goes up in flames. I was fortunate. I've never, I've seen a couple bad bodies burnt up in cars, but not while I was there on scene. That would be real difficult.
What is one of the worst things that you've seen? I'm sure that you've seen all sorts of stuff. Like, what really sticks with you where you wish you wouldn't have? Yeah, something that really bothered me is I was the first on scene for a homicide where a girl that I knew, she worked at the mall at Victoria's Secrets. And I actually, the weekend prior to that, I was doing, we had like a demonstration there, and we had talked, and I knew her. She was all around Naples, very pretty girl. So I'm in Golden Gate City, and it was off Green Boulevard where this homicide happened. And I get a call, and they said that we have an unverified 911. Somebody hung up the phone. They were screaming, and somebody hung up the phone. So that happens a lot, so didn't expect a whole lot. So I go down, I'm right around the corner. I go there. As I'm going in, I see a car backing out, but I knew there was another officer that was right behind me. So I say, hey, check that vehicle out. Well, I go up into the house. He comes up into the house because ultimately, when I go up to the front of the house, he follows me in because I don't know if he heard me, but somebody else was going to grab him or whatever. I get to the house. We walk around to the back side of the house. There's a sliding door open because we were checking it out. I see this girl. She had been stabbed multiple times. I mean, like probably, I don't know, I'd probably say 25. Oh. So those are called sucking chest wounds. So basically you could see she was trying to gasp for breath, and protocol is, I'm not a huge first aid guy, but we found some plastic saran wrap, if you can find that, to put over the sucking chest wound, keep the air within the cavity. So I remember going up, and I opened up the counter. It's like etched in my brain, going up on the counter, and there was a plastic wrap with cups inside. I grabbed that out. We were able to get that on her chest, and it was actually some on the chest, some on the back. And it was kind of interesting because the knife wounds weren't all that big, but there was just multiple. I mean, there was just a bunch of them. It's like a checkerboard. And we were able to get her to breathe. And she said, my boyfriend stabbed me. So I'm like, what's his name? Try to get as much information as she's going out to the ambulance. And we kind of knew she wasn't going to make it. So we were trying to get a little bit more information. So we go, we take care. And then I was in charge of kind of just securing the scene, crime scene type of thing at the time. And I walked around the house, and you could see where she reached for the phone and pulled the phone off the wall. And you could see like her hands, bloody hands there. So evidently when she called 911, she either had been stabbed at the time, or she was going to be stabbed, or he stabbed her after. And he took off, cowered. Next day, they found him down the street. He had ditched his car in a driveway, and somebody's drinking coffee in the back of the house. They're looking, he hung himself on the fence down the street, right on Green Boulevard. Oh my God.
So I do remember that one. That was a tough one.
Now, when you're with somebody, and like you said, you figured she was not going to make it, do you tell them you're okay, you're going to be okay? Or Like, do you?
That's a good
just not
question.
say anything? How do you handle that situation?
Yeah, that's a good. I just say stay with us because you don't.
So no promises. You just stay in the moment.
And I'm no doctor. I was just hoping that she would be,
but that had to be a lot of blood.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, and she was losing blood. They got her, and you don't realize as a police officer, you're sitting there going, give me EMS, right? So send them fast, because we have some basic first aid, but when you got somebody who's cut up like that, and you're just trying to figure out what to do.
Mistake. Yeah, you want real help.
You just want people. You want real help to help you fast, because it's a tough one. But I remember that, and I think the biggest thing is real pretty girl. Just talk to her. Just a nice person and young. Like I probably at the time, I think she was probably like 25 or 26, and it was just like you always think like, what's senseless bullshit, and sure enough, it was her boyfriend, and they were going through some bad times.
See.
And
proves my point.
Yeah, no, but that was probably a lot of car crashes. Interesting one. I was on I-75, and this poor old lady, she was driving, and she was going southbound, just south of Pine Ridge Road, and it was on I-75, and one of those DOT trucks with like 15 inmates were standing there when I pulled up, and I saw this car plowed right into the back of one of those DOT trucks, and it was off the side of the road. So for some reason, she drove right into it. So there's like 15 of these guys all tatted up. I mean, these guys were gangsters. I mean, they were like, they looked tough, and they were tearing, they were crying, and they wouldn't go to the car to see if she was okay or not.
They couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it. Not that I'm laughing at it, but I go up there, and she is like already getting, I wouldn't say she's stiff, but she's got absolutely no blood. I mean, she's behind the wheel, perfectly sitting up, but she had compressed herself into the steering wheel, which probably caved her chest in. And these guys are like, is she dead? And she's like, yeah, she's passed away. And these guys all went to the front, and they were bawling and crying.
Isn't that sweet?
I feel
sorry for that woman.
Well, they did. I did. The lady was older, and I think she was driving. We looked at her license. She lived in Miami, I believe. And we checked it out. But that was an interesting one. A lot of those car crashes. And the thing about it is, when you go to a car crash, you really figure out that this stuff is like quick.
Yeah.
They don't have time to say, and it always has me wondering, like, how do I want to go? Do I want to have time to say, I love you, you're the best? Freaking, when you go to a couple of those car crashes, you sit there and you go, shit, I'm putting my seatbelt on all the time, all the time. And it makes you really, really think, because it's like these people didn't have a chance to say bye. And the last thing they probably said to their, I'll see you a little bit.
But also, they didn't have to lie in bed dying from painful cancer.
I get it. No, I get
months.
it. I get it. That's the thing, so it's one of those situations where, but a lot of death in law enforcement, there's a lot of death, and I don't want to use the word desensitized, but because it always impacts you. The ones that are really bad, obviously, I've had a couple of those where kids drowning in the pools, or just young kids. We had that sudden infant death syndrome. Actually, it wasn't even that. The mother rolled over on the baby, and she woke up, and the baby was underneath her. Young mom, baby was weeks old, and she was taking a nap with the baby. Of course, you're not supposed to do that, right? But I think most of us can probably say, yeah, I'm fine. Right. Well, she rolled over on the baby, and it didn't take much, just compress the baby. And of course, that was a tragedy. That was a Golden Gate City. I remember that one. I remember the address. I'll tell you. So.
Well, that has to be so emotional. And, to do a job like that, it really is a double-edged sword, because you have to care enough to do the job, but then find a way to manage that, to not just be totally insane dealing with all of the stuff that you have to deal with.
Yeah, and it's real good. Our men and women in law enforcement, we have crisis intervention training, which is, that type of thing. And then we also have, major incident stress debriefs. And I will tell you, when I first got in law enforcement, it was like, suck it up, buttercup. We're going to eat food, and people laugh at you. That shit's changed. We finally got a wrap around it, because you got to sit and talk about this stuff. You got to sit in a room, talk about it, and say, because you find out, like, this does impact you.
Right. And it's not a matter of just suck it up. Your body does get hijacked, and you have to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah. A lot of those cases. So, but anyways, it's, a little bit. Let's just talk a little bit about this TikTok thing. Have you got on TikTok? I'm on TikTok now. Thanks to Diana. She's got the TikTok. We're doing a lot
No,
of
I
stuff.
watch your TikToks. I'm not on it as much as I need to be and would like
It's
to.
fun. It's just fun.
But these challenges that they have with TikTok and the kids, I sound so old. But come on, the Dunkin' Donuts that is over by Pine Ridge Middle School has started to close between like 3 and 5 other than
really?
the drive-through because all the little asshole kids from the school come in and create a big mess.
Yeah.
And so, Joe and I were talking about it today, and I said, can you imagine if somebody would have told me that you were in Dunkin' Donuts causing a problem, any type of a problem, talking loudly, right? Like I don't care what it is.
Joe.
Yeah, that would not go over well for a long, long time. And so I hate to always blame the parents, but what kind of kids do you have? First of all, they don't need to be at Dunkin' Donuts. They probably got too much sugar and caffeine.
They're pranksters.
They'll have some carrot sticks.
TikTok
after work.
Yeah, TikTok
or after school.
I heard that a lot of the restaurants are doing that. I heard that was happening out in California.
Because kids are assholes.
Yeah, they throwing French fries, sticking candy to the ceiling, all that stuff.
Oh my! Can you imagine that having a kid that acts that way?
We used to do some pretty stupid shit though when you're a kid. And then think about if I had social media when I was a kid, I'd be doing this stupid crap. But they don't understand like these Devious Lick challenge where these kids will break stuff and they'll have it on the video.
That is such a punk way to be a rebel.
Yeah, it
is.
It's nonsense.
Do something real.
Yeah.
Get a bad tattoo.
Yeah.
And a bloodborne disease.
At 12.
At 12. Leave that sink alone. Do something big.
Yeah. Destruction of property is not the way to do it. But no, TikTok is fun. I had one guy though, I think I told you before, he's like, yeah, this is not for you old fucking people. 52, get your shit off there. I just laugh at it, It's good.
But what was it? Was it TikTok that screwed up it was TikTok that screwed up the tickets to the Trump rally?
Oh, probably.
That was the only collective thing they've ever done on TikTok. I would like to see TikTok used more for good things, for fundraising. The ice bucket challenge on
that was
Facebook.
Amazing.
On
ALS,
Facebook.
That was unbelievable.
It showed people that they could do good work and it focused on the right things.
Well, I think it's what they post. I posted one and it was silly and I wiped like a chocolate bar on my forehead. Like I was trying to fix a poop on an RV and they took it off. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. All these crazy stuff is going on.
It was offensive. Actually, I got a notification today. As you know, I have a friend in prison that I communicate with and you can email them.
Right.
And so I emailed him the most current picture of my daughter, but because she had very little on and I've just become accustomed to it. Like that she's, she does lingerie and swimwear and whatever. And so, it was her profile picture and I sent it to him and the prison system kicked it back and they're like, yeah, way too much boob.
Was that like, can you do that?
Sending it.
Can you do like through email?
Oh yeah. You can send pictures and video and all sorts of stuff.
I don't really
You don't have friends in prison?
Friends, not a lot. A lot of people I put there, but
well, the statistics now are like 1 in 3 people have some type of criminal background.
Yeah. Shannon.
Not me.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. You're good.
I've been good.
All right.
I made some mistakes early on, but I got it together.
We got you. All right. So just remember, we're going to be back on Friday is going to be tough for me. I'm going to be out of town. I think I can maybe
traveling.
Yeah.
Can you do it next Monday?
Yeah. Next Monday. I'm good.
So no Friday.
Well, this Friday is going to be tough, right? Unless you guys want to do something, but that'd be a no this Friday, but next Monday, yes.
Well, you told Diana and I that we could do something last Friday and then we didn't because you were not in town.
Well, no, I was saying, because if you wanted to do something, that's fine. But
well, how does Diana feel about it? I feel like we should consult her.
No, all I'm going to do is if you give me a call, I can at least come on and say hello, good luck, have fun, and then that will work.
We'll discuss it.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. I know you guys out there have been just dying to listen to us on Fridays and Mondays. But it's funny, I'm out in the community, and everybody's like, "Oh, we enjoy that."
Yeah, they don't comment, but they do listen.
So I'm like laughing. I'm like, all right, well, that's good. We're having a good time with it. But
and I did make you blush today.
No, you always make me blush. It's always good. All right. Well, Shannon, anything else to add? You're always great.
No, let's go eat.
So Friday, at least give us an update of what's happening on the weekend.
All right.
Okay. All right. If you can, you can.
I'm very busy.
We can actually both call in. So anyway, 239 Uncensored, Southwest Florida and beyond, and we are go. Good times as always in the studio. Woo.